Okay, so let's talk about how you could create that object that I'm looking for in tutorial 1 without using the tutorial. Since some of you don't want to read it, that's fine. You're watching this video as an alternative. You're going to go to Create New Design. And what we want to do is we want to drag out a cube or a box. Now at this point, you can put it wherever you want, but by now you should know how to move that around your screen, left, right, and up, down is going to be this little triangle at the top here. So that's actually going to move it up in space, and you can see now there's a shadow underneath it. You can also go in there and put in definite values here if you know them. So there's my cube. For our purposes, I'm looking for you to add a sphere. Not just any sphere, that's actually going to be the opposite of a sphere, a hole. And I can get into a little bit of what that means in a second. For now, just drag the sphere kind of over towards the cube. You can see that it fits perfectly inside there. So we don't actually want to do that just yet. We'll kind of get lost in there if we let it go. So maybe get it close, and now we're going to raise it up. We're going to raise it off this work plane here. So I'm going to click on this arrow and drag it up, and maybe right about there is a good spot at 13 or so. You can actually type that in if you want to, 13, 15, if you know the specific number. For now, I'm going to switch over to my top view by clicking on my view cube top. Looking straight down now, I'm going to move this sphere kind of centered in the box. Now, if you want to get it closer, you can use your arrow keys on your keyboard and get it kind of where you want it. And you can see that I tried to get that pretty well centered in there. Didn't do a great job. That's because when using my arrow keys, I was snapping to 1 millimeter. You can get better resolution if you do smaller snap increments. I also find that this is a little large, so I'm going to scale it down using one of these corner scale buttons. Get that centered in there, and might bring that down a little bit more, maybe to about there. And if you want to get it super centered in there, you can actually highlight everything and go to the Align tool, and one of these, this one, is going to center that in there without too much messing around. All right, so that looks good, but it's not what we want. We actually want the sphere to be a hole. So if you click on the sphere and switch it over to hole, it's going to create or carve out some negative space, but it only does that as a preview. Our final step here is to group these two objects together. So if I had it like this and grouped them, I would drag a box around both items and go to group, and then it would kind of take on both of those shapes, like gluing it together. We want to do that, but we want this to be a hole. So we're going to group the hole and the box. And then what that's going to do is carve out almost like this bird bath concave shape is what it is out of that. And that's what we're looking for today. So if you go back to home view, you can do that and then zoom in a little bit, and you're going to take a screenshot of that and submit it. So that should be enough to get you through tutorial 1. If you have a more specific question, though, just you can get me at a private comment, and I'll get back to you. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.